Hi guys, so it is literally going to be the chillest weekend ever. It is raining and it doesn't rain often in California, so whenever it rains I just try to enjoy it like the most I can. I usually have two modes. I either go out to a coffee shop and just like write and just like chill and enjoy the sounds of the rain, or I just stay in and read some books. So I'm kind of in between those two extremes right now. I've been wanting the rain and I'm just kind of tired, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I haven't even cleaned my room yet, so my room's a little bit of a mess. I need to do that first. And yeah, I've been just chilling, trying to enjoy the rain. I feel like I look super, you know, chill right now. I did want to film a Fear of God haul because I bought from the Essentials line. This is literally my favorite sweater right now, but I bought other stuff from Fear of God. The Essentials, I keep missing the Essentials part from the Essentials collection. However, it's really cloudy, so I like filming when there's natural light because it just feels a lot better to me. So I might just hold off on that, especially because they should be taking out some leggings, but they were not in the first or the second drop, so I'm hoping they're in the third drop, and if they're in the third drop I'll get them and then I'll make a whole haul with all of the things. Right now I'm just chilling, gonna clean my room. Not much has been happening. Obviously I've been working on Vacancy, and honestly I'm super excited because right now it is November 7th when I'm filming this, and we have hit already 20,000 views in this just the first 7 days of November, which is insane to me because last month we only had like 5k around the first 7 days. The growth is happening, you guys, and I'm super excited. If you guys don't know about Vacancy, I talk about it on my last vlog. It's my entertainment news site, and I'm so excited that it's growing. And if you guys are reading it, thank you so much because that means a lot. Something that I've been focusing on lately is just like kind of just growing myself as a person and just like loving myself, because I feel like that's something that like I've always needed. I just need to learn to love myself. I've obviously been doing a lot of things that focus on my growth. I recently did do a 21-day fast. I might do a whole video on the 21-day fast separately soon, just because there's a lot of things that came from that like just growth in like every way, spiritually, mentally, physically, all of that stuff. So I kind of want to make a video just specifically on that, kind of like what I learned and like everything that came from that. Yeah, I've been doing a lot better with like my health. I've lost like 10 pounds, which is amazing. I've been working out a lot more, so I'm just taking time to just focus on myself. I feel like something I also learned is that like I like enjoying my time like by myself and just making sure that like I'm feeling great. I'm actually very introverted, so I'm pretty shy, and even when I'm in groups with people I like say nothing. Like I'm just super quiet and awkward, but then when I'm alone like I get really like sad and just feel like, oh, I need to like fill the space. So I'm just learning to just love myself and like love the company of myself and just do things that I genuinely enjoy. Like I love doing puzzles and I love like doing little things like that, and I love reading, which I have not been doing any reading lately, which is actually what I'm getting to. I used to read a lot of books, so many books, and I think once I got into grad school, when I got my master's, I stopped reading books for leisure because of course I had to like do school stuff and it was a lot of work. But ever since then I like hardly got into the groove of reading books again. I think the last book like I full-on read was Bob Iger's A Ride of a Lifetime, which I have a review. If you guys want to check it out because my hair in that video is so pretty. I love my hair in that video. I literally go back and watch it and just get sad that like I ruined it, and I'm just waiting for it to grow again. That's like the last book that like I full-on read that I like genuinely was like intrigued about. So I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. So I went to the bookstore and I got the Screw Tape Letters from C.S. Lewis. I honestly love C.S. Lewis that I'm gonna go back and like reread all of his books. I just think they're great. I've had Screw Tape Letters before, but I like never fully read it. Like I would start it and just never read it. So I'm excited to dig into this book and just read it and see what it's about. Obviously I have like the gist because I had like read snippets of it, but I want to full-on read it. And then yeah, I'm gonna try to make my way through all of C.S. Lewis's books. I did get sent this book, Whatever is Lovely, for free. I'm super excited for this, but these are actually just like coloring postcards, which I think is super cute. So you can color the postcard and then like send it off. So I might do that too because coloring is a good way to just take a break and just like focus on something. But I do want to mail out things to my friends. One of my friends lives in Hawaii. She literally sent me a postcard out of nowhere, and it was like the best gesture ever. It just made me feel so good inside. So I want to be able to color these in and send to some of my friends and just have them have some little bit of a snail mail surprise. Then the other book that I'm reading, I've also had this for a while. I literally have the uncorrected proof. That's how long I've had this, but it's Hearing God by Nathan Finocchio, and it's basically just kind of, it's a spiritual book, but he's just kind of talking about like how you can actually hear God and stuff, which I think is a very interesting topic. I started reading this as well when I had gotten it, and then I stopped reading it. So basically that's like my issue right now, is that like I would start books and then not finish reading them. So I need to get back to reading books fully and all of that stuff. I also do plan on rereading A Ride of a Lifetime, because now that like Vacancy is growing, there's a lot more of like the back end business side of things that I need to be focused on, and I feel like technically The Ride of a Lifetime is supposed to be a leadership book, so I'm just gonna go back and read it and see if I can learn anything. But also, Disney's a mess right now. I think I'm also gonna find it intriguing that like Bob Iger did so much for Disney, but like seeing Disney now and how much they're struggling, like how effective was his leadership and the things he implemented to now, you know? I'm interested to see that aspect of it, like whether his leadership, Gail said, actually set up Disney to be like a long-term thing. So I'm excited to see that. So these are the 3 books that I currently have that are like my current read, I guess you can say. Technically this is more of like a coloring book, but I do plan on writing some little notes for my friends, and then obviously these 2. So honestly, I'm trying to get back into reading books, so if you guys have any great book recommendations, please let me know. Again, I'm trying to get through all of C.S. Lewis's books. I'm not gonna read Chronicles of Narnia, at least not yet. Like I'm trying to read his like other books, so like I'm gonna read Mere Christianity. I want to reread Abolition of Man, because I had to read that in college for my thesis class when I had to graduate, and that book was a lot, because it basically talks about like truths and like how everyone has their truth, and like is there really like one centered truth, and like if everyone has their own truths, what is really true. And it's basically like about humanity and like morals, and it is the most intense book I think I've ever had to read, and I had to write a paper on it. So I think that's also what stressed me out about the book, that I was like, I just need to get the gist of this to just write a paper. But yeah, so I want to reread Abolition of Man just now as like a non-pressure type of deal. I want to reread all of his books, or I want to read the rest of his books, because he has one on like pain and all that stuff, so I want to read those. I do want to read all of A.W. Tozer's books as well, and then just go from there and see what else there is. I do want to go back also and reread like classic books, so like I want to reread Pride and Prejudice, because I love Pride and Prejudice, but I also want to read like other classic books like Catcher in Rye and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm trying to get to, because I miss reading, and I feel like writing has always been my main thing. Writing is what I've always been good at. Writing is my first love, and I feel like my writing has suffered a bit lately, just because like reading helps me just to see, you know, describing words, new words, all of that stuff, how things get put together. So like not having that has been like, I've been writing very dry is what I'm trying to say. So I'm also just trying to get back into like creative writing, just writing in my journal like about anything, and just like kind of develop that thing a little bit more, because I miss just really leisurely writing. There was a time where like I would just write like poetry daily. I haven't been doing that, so I need to get back into these things that like I genuinely love doing. So yeah, also something that I've been doing, which my other book comes in today, is that I've been learning Korean. It has been a struggle, because 1, I'm an impatient person that like I want to know all the things now, and 2, Korean is definitely like out of my element, but that's actually why I chose Korean. I actually know how to speak Spanish and English. Obviously I'm talking in English, pero sé hablar español porque mis papás son de Mexico, so ellos me enseñaron porque tuve que hablarles, you know? So I know how to speak both Spanish and English, which is great. I love speaking Spanish. I feel like on the regular I actually speak Spanglish a lot, so yeah, I went down the list of like, I'm gonna learn French, I'm gonna learn Italian, and Italian was like the first language that I actually was studying. However, since Italian is so close to Spanish, I felt like I was just using my context clues to like figure out what the word was in Italian. So I was like breezing through my Italian lessons, but it's not because I was learning Italian, it's just that I was just using what I knew in Spanish to like get through things. So I never understood Italian, so I kind of gave that up, and that's kind of why I wanted to choose a completely different language that kind of just took me out of my element, because I knew that I wouldn't like cheat my way through it. I did try French, but the only thing I know how to say is je mange une pomme, which I feel like now that I say it out loud it sounds wrong as heck, but it's I eat an apple, so je mange une pomme. I did those. Originally, I actually had started learning Chinese, and I was actually doing pretty well with that. I actually like got to the point that like I went to like a restaurant and I was able to read a whole sign, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can understand. But my sister and I were actually talking about learning a language together, and she was actually learning Japanese, so we were learning completely different ones. But then we were talking about it, especially because we need practice together, you know, it helps when you're practicing the language. So Korean was actually the only language that we both like agreed on that like we can learn, so we're learning that together. It's been a struggle. Obviously I know how to say 안녕하세요, and I feel like I just get really shy to say other things that I know. I did get all of Hangul down, so I know Hangul, like I can read it. So yeah, I've actually gotten to the point where like I can read things, but like I don't know what they mean, and that's kind of where I'm struggling with. I do have the Talk to Me in Korean level 1 textbook, so I'm going through this. I also have the workbook as well, so I'm using this to just get better at like grammar, because that's kind of where I'm struggling. And if you're Korean and you want to help your girl out, please do, because your girl needs all the help that I can get. But like I bounce back and forth of like, I'm learning just vocab today, or oh no, I need to learn grammar today, and I just keep bouncing back and forth, that I feel like I overstimulate myself and I'm like freaking out that I'm like, am I learning anything? This book has been great. One of the things, again, if you're Korean and you want to help me out, is when to use eagle. Like this teaches you how to say like ikopi, this coffee, which I was like, okay, I can say that. But then there's like times where they're like eagle, and I'm like, what? If you guys want to tell me when to use like eagle, Google and all that, please help me, because it would help me a lot. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. I'm going through this slowly. Like I said, I'm pretty shy, so like I can't like just bust out saying things, even though if I like know how to say them, like I get really nervous. Some of you know Korean and you want to help me out. I have some questions, so let me know if you're willing to help. Also, my email's always down in the description box, so please help your girl out. But yeah, I've been doing this. I actually bought another book from Talk to Me in Korean, which comes today in the mail, my first 500 words. And I've been eyeing this book for the longest time, and then I saw that they had like a preview on the book on their YouTube channel, and it's basically super cool because they give you like words each day, but they also teach you how to read it in like a story, which is something that I actually really wanted, because I want to make sure to read. I think one of my ultimate goals with learning Korean is to be able to read like a whole book in Korean. Like that's one of my goals. Talk to Me in Korean book, they'll give you the words for the days for like the vocab, and then they give you like a story so you can read it. That's like what sold me, so I bought that. But yeah, I've been learning Korean. It's been great. Like I can count han, du, se. Oh my god, I get so nervous. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm saying this right, because then that's embarrassing for me. Yeah, like I feel like I know how to say things, but I just get super nervous to like talk. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's what I've been doing lately. Just trying to do things that I enjoy doing and loving life and loving myself, because that's the most important part. That's all I have going today. The sun is coming out, but it's still very like rainy, so I'm gonna just chill for a bit, work on some things for Vacancy, clean up my room, see where the rest of the day holds. So yeah. So I put like the tiniest amount of makeup that I could, just so I could look a little bit more alive. I haven't worn like proper makeup in the longest time, so I only put a tiny bit just because I don't want to put a full face, but I just wanted to not look dead. Here's my fake plants, because my real plants are over there. I love plants. Anyways, that's not the point. Yeah, just put some makeup on just so I could not look dead. I feel like I've been looking super tired. Obviously my hair isn't perfect. I got a waver and I'm just trying to figure out how to work it. I'm pretty sure I might go to a coffee shop, because that's kind of where my feels are going. So yeah, just gonna finish cleaning up my bed. I want to set up my tiny Christmas tree at some point this weekend. And yeah, that's pretty much so far for today. Started raining as soon as I got here, which is so perfect. Like this is my dream, a coffee shop in the rain. Now I kind of feel like it's gonna be busy, and I kind of wanted to sit down, but if it's raining and no one can sit outside, we're gonna just see what happens. But I'm excited to get some coffee, and it's raining, and it's like the perfect moment ever. I've been listening to RM's mixtape playlist called Mono. Literally, it's like the perfect thing to listen to while it's raining. Like it's just such a perfect soundtrack. So it's been great. It's been such a good day. Feeling good. Let's go.